Everyone wants to win the AIG Women's Open. It's the last major of the year. It's probably one of the most historic events that we play all year as well. Hi everybody, I'm Hannah Green and I'm here with HSBC at the AIG Women's Open. We're going to look back at some of the places and moments that have shaped my career, as well as where I think the women's game is heading next. It's a true honour to have my name on the HSBC Women's World Championship trophy. It does feel like our Asia's major. I was fortunate enough to win it a few years ago and I had a really stellar year that year, so to be able to back up and a couple of years later be able to have that trophy in my hands again has been amazing. I love Singapore. The culture, the food, the golf course obviously is also one of my favourite things when I'm there, so it's definitely an event that I try and peak for when we go up to Asia, and it's nice that it's actually very close to home being from Perth, so it almost feels like somewhat of my home event, so it's nice that some Australians come up and watch me, so I'm super excited for next year. You know, all of us players were once that young little girl that was out watching a golf tournament, so I think the more girls that we come, even young boys that come and watch us play, they might be inspired. It's a very cool game in the sense that you don't have to be, you know, the best in the world to be able to still play golf. With the handicap system, you can still play a round of golf with me or with anyone on tour. So I think it's really nice that when we do go to Asia, there are a lot of fans that come and watch us. They're very passionate about golf, and so hopefully we are inspiring the new generation. Having the Aussie crowd come up from, you know, to watch me in Singapore was always great, but I do think I've got some Singaporean fans when I'm out there as well. So I feel like you can always see where all the fans are, you know, watching particular players when you're out there at Sentosa, and it's pretty hot to go and watch golf, but you know, you have the world's best players at that championship. It's a pretty cool time to actually go out and watch us. I really think the win in Singapore helped with my nerves and expectations going into the Australian Open. It's been, I think, 11 years since an Australian had won the Australian Women's Open, and so there was a lot of pressure on all of us to see who would be the next Aussie, and so I obviously played well throughout the entire week and I knew exactly what I was trying to chase and the history that I was trying to make. So I think experiencing the nerves I did in Singapore kind of felt like in Australia it was a little bit easier, even though it's still tough to win golf tournaments. But yeah, I got off to such a hot start this year in Singapore and as well as in Australia, and I think that confidence has really helped me throughout the rest of the season. I feel like when we come to the UK, it's always different. Obviously this week we're playing links style of golf, so it's going to be firm, it's going to be windy. I played last week in Scotland, so I kind of hope that helps me with trying to gauge how my game is for this week. But here at Lytham, there's a lot of bunkers, which is going to be really hard to avoid. So I hope that they can be kind to me this week. But I think the biggest thing you'll probably hear players say is that you need a lot of patience. You can hit a lot of good shots and they kind of end up in not so nice areas, and so kind of just accepting that and moving on as quickly as possible is kind of what I'm going to try and do this week. So I have come into this event with probably more form than I have, but I also hope that my expectations aren't too high of myself as well. Sometimes I feel like it's better when I fly under the radar instead of being in the spotlights. It's going to be hard this week mentally, probably more than physically, so just making sure that I stay patient and don't be too tough on myself is kind of be my #1 goal before I can set any other targets.